Welcome to Happiness and Purpose, the podcast. My name is Laura and I am really happy to be here. Today we have an amazing episode about feminine energy. And this is an episode that I wanted to do because it's March and I want to concentrate this month in women and talk about women things that a lot of people don't talk about and a lot of people don't know about. And I feel like I've been blessed to kind of like explore different avenues, always in the exploration or in the search of healing, happiness, and finding myself and finding the meaning of why am I here. So this is something that I really wanted to touch on for Women's Day, because if you see my previous episode, we talked about the feminine energy with my friend Marta, which is also my yoga teacher. And I felt motivated to keep on going for the month of March and talk about something that really has helped me getting in my zone, in my peace, and something that I feel like not a lot of people know, and we need to talk about these things as women. So we're going to talk about today about periods and ovulations and staying connected with the human body, with our bodies. So first of all, I want to say, and this is a disclaimer, that I'm not an expert on this, and I know a little bit, and I'm going to share only what I know and what has worked for me, and the things that I have experienced and the things that I have learned. So if you want to explore different avenues, different things, or get deeper into this topic, go search, go find a mentor, or buy books, or do your research before you start anything. But for me, I wanted to learn more about healing my trauma. So as you may know, or if you may not, you're going to find out right now, and this is a disclaimer. I hope I don't trigger anyone, but I was abused as a child and I was molested as a child. And for me, my periods have always been very painful. When I am on my period, the period where I was working as a teacher was really traumatic for me, because I needed to go to work with my period. So I remember I got into birth control because I wanted to manipulate my period, and I wanted to make sure that my period would always come on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday, because the first day of my period is always very painful. So I got into birth control, but I gained so much weight and I was like not myself. I was always crying. It made me irritated and I didn't want to be intimate. I've never been on birth control ever in my life. So the moment I started putting that in my body was very shocking, and it made me feel all these type of things, and I didn't like it. So I was more into I needed to find a way. I knew I wasn't made for birth control and I will never put that stuff in my body, but I needed to find a way to heal from my pain, from my periods. And so I started, Googling things and learning different methods and buying different things that they promised would work, and they didn't. So I ended up getting into yoga and finding this community with the yoga community, and they were talking about periods. And even though they didn't have this experience that I have, they were talking about being more conscious and being more in connection with their bodies and their hormones, and how their body switches from one phase to another until we get to a period stage. And that's where I started getting curious about this topic because I noticed that during my like 3 days before my period, I get very sensitive, I get very irritated, like everything bothers me, and I flip on anybody. Like it's like don't even talk to me kind of thing. So I wanted to learn more. And these women taught me that basically we are on a 28-day period, right? We get our periods every 28 days. Let's say the majority of us. Some of us get it before, some of us get it later, and some of us have irregular periods and things like that. What I learned is that we get our periods every 28 days, right? In my case, I get my period every 28 days. If I'm connected with who I am as a person, and I'm connected to, and I learn the difference in every stage of my period, because we go through different stages. Even if we're not bleeding, we get through different stages where we feel different things. And so they taught me to connect with that energy, if we can call it that way. Because so these women in the yoga community, they believe in the moon, they believe in the energy that the moon brings you, and also the moon is cyclical, like us women. So the moon goes through cycles, like crescent and full moon, new moon, all these things. We also go through cycles. We go through like having our period, then ovulating, and so on and so forth. So I was like, that makes sense. Let me explore a little bit more about this situation. And basically what I learned is that we go through different stages, right? So when we have our period, that's our moments to release and cleanse our bodies. That's what keeps us young. That's what keeps our bodies glowing and full of life and healthy, because we release all the things that don't serve us. So when we are on our period, that's our moments to relax and be gentle with ourselves and loving ourselves more than any other phase of the month or the cycle, because in that moment we are releasing everything that don't serve us anymore, and that we need to give and offer to either the earth, the energy, the universe, whatever you want to say. I offer this period for everything that doesn't serve me anymore. I want to release everything that keeps me from being healthy, from being from being alive, or from being happy, from being at peace, all these things and those intentions that you would like to get or that you would like to offer with that in that moment. And you can offer it, like for example, like these women believe a lot into the moon. I honestly, this is what works for me. Okay, so if you don't know by now, I am a rebel and I am proud to be a rebel. So basically, I take whatever serves me and I go and apply it to myself the way I want it to. So what I've done is like this women, they do their own ritual and stuff, and I really can't explain it. But what works for me is that I learned in more so now that I am at home and I work from home, I manipulate my schedule. So whenever I need to go see clients, I do it the days that I know I'm not going to be on my period. I know that I'm going to be in a state of peace, happiness, and I'm going to be ready to help them and to receive, their message and help the way I can. So what I do now is I make sure that I have a moon journal. It's right there. Yeah, I have a moon journal. So in my moon journal, I I journal everything that I'm feeling every day. And I'm not saying every day because it's a lie. I don't do it every day. But when I am in my period, I take it out and I journal how I'm feeling that day, what I want to release, especially the moment that I get my period. My God, my back is hurting. And look at my dress, guys. I got this for a spring event, and I'm like, oh, I don't like it too much, but I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it one last time, and then I'm gonna probably donate it. But anyways, so what I do is when I get my period, I journal. I journal about it and I write it and I write down what I'm feeling, what I am going through, how my mental state is. And what another thing that has helped me is that I scan my body. So it's a teaching from yoga. Like I learned it through yoga. I went through the yoga course and I did my yoga certification. I just have to take the test and I'll become a yoga certified teacher. But one of the things that they taught me in yoga is that to scan my body. How do I feel? Where do I feel the tension? Where do I feel the stress? Where do I feel the pain? Where is it hurting? Where am I comfortable? Where am I uncomfortable? What am I loving about my body and why it needs a little more love in this moment? So you basically close your eyes and start scanning through your head, and you can even touch, your head, your ears, if you have like any infection, like in my case, like I have a lot of sinus and I get sometimes pain in my ears, and I touch my throat. How is it feeling? Is it feeling hard to speak? And I touch my heart. How am I feeling in my heart? How am I feeling on my shoulders, my neck? Like my neck is always stiff. I always need a massage. But you scan your body and you start knowing, like right now, I sense a burning sensation here in my back because of the way I'm standing or the way I'm sitting down, I'm sorry. And I feel it here, the pressure. My legs are so comfortable. Like my feet are rested. I feel good about my feet. I'm loving my feet right now, my legs. I just feel a little tension in my spine. So basically that's what you do. You scan your body. And I do this, every so often, but mostly when I'm on my period. I do feel like my body, I become like aware and I become very, loving. I become very kind to myself. So basically the day I'm on my period, and if I get my period like at nighttime, I stay in bed and I stay in bed the next day. I get up to sometimes like get a tea or get some fruits, get things that I love. Any cravings that I get throughout the day, I eat it. I am like a spoiled, like me. I spoil myself when I'm in this, when I'm on my first day of my period, because that's when I get like, irritated. I get a little cramps now because I don't get them anymore, but I want to get to that point. So the first thing that I do is I scan my body. As soon as I see my period coming, I see my blood, I scan my body and I go into my bed and I get my heating pad. I have a heating pad and I put it on my belly, and then I journal about what is my intention for that month, for that day, for what am I releasing, what am I going through. We always going through things, guys. We always going through different situations, different things in our lives. Even if you're not going through a hardship, even if you're not going through a hard time, even then, like it's amazing to get in and to feel what are you feeling in the moment. Even if the things that you're feeling are not from the now, even from the past, you always can release it throughout your period. You always make it a ritual. Like I love rituals, and I know like a lot of people don't believe in that and don't believe in rituals and think that the rituals are evil or diabolicos or things like that. I do believe in rituals, and I do believe in the fact that I don't do it to harm anyone, and I don't do it to wish nothing on anyone, like I'm not doing anything wrong, but I do feel like that is my personal ritual. So I scan my body, I go into my bed, I put on my heating pad, and I journal the things that I want to release in that month. Like God or whoever you believe, source or the moon or the sun, the rain, anything that you believe in, I say, I offer you this blood, and I offer it to release anything that doesn't serve me, anything that keeps me from being healthy, from glowing, from being at peace, from being happy, and it keeps me from fulfilling my purpose. So it doesn't have to be physically, it can also be emotionally, right? Like emotional things that you're going through. Like I release this trauma that is keeping me from being at peace. I release this resentment that I have towards so and so that is keeping me from being happy, that is keeping me from being healthy. I release that tension in my shoulder that is keeping me from being comfortable. I release that tension in my spine that's keeping me from being at peace. Or anything that you're going through, anything that doesn't serve you or that you don't want in your body, you can release it with that blood, and you can release it through your blood. We have that gift. I believe that is an amazing gift that we women don't even recognize, and we women don't even care about, and we never taught about these things and how we can have that power to release, and we have that miracle in us that we can physically release everything through our blood, through our bodies, through something so sacred as blood, and we women have that luxury to connect to our bodies more when we're in that moments of our menstruation. And so usually, right, like we are taught that periods suck, that periods are horrible, that I hate being on my period, and oh my god, like this last month in February, it was my daughter's quince. And I was praying because I knew I was going to get my period around that time. And I was praying to my body and to God that I would get my period before that, because I didn't want to be fully bleeding during that night, because it was my daughter's night, and I wanted to be, perfect and perfectly fine for that night. And I prayed, and guys, I was supposed to get my period on a Saturday, and my daughter's quince was on a Sunday, and then but I got my period on a Wednesday. And it was so amazing because I had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to recover and to be good with my body. And I was perfectly fine for the quince. But even then, if you are connected with your body and connected to your spirit, like you can even manipulate it naturally. Like I remember me manipulating my period through my birth control pills, but now it's like, when you are connected and you love your period and you learn to love that stage in your month, you get to manipulate it, and you get to receive, you get to love yourself, you get to pamper yourself, you get to like be happy, like you get to spoil yourself in those days. Like it's a moment of retrieve from the world, from the outside world. It's a moment of self-care, if we put it that way. It's a moment of being connected with our bodies. So think of it that way. Like I see like 90% of the women that I'm around are like, I have my period. I hate my period. Oh my God, I'm going to be on my period. And it's a complaint. When I see my period, I receive it with love now. I receive it with intention. And I know that I'm going to get through it and I'm going to receive blessings because I'm releasing everything that doesn't serve me. And when I release things that doesn't serve me, I empty the space to receive something new, to receive something that brings me joy, that brings me happiness, that brings me purpose. I think I'm already speaking a lot, but this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about before we end the month and before we end the month of Women's History Month, and that I'm really, 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 really happy to be a woman nowadays. I feel like I am connected to God and to my spirit and to my feminine energy more than ever, and that I truly, truly love being a woman because I feel that being a woman has a lot of challenges, but also we have a lot of power. We have so much wisdom, so much power. And I read a quote the other day and I sent it to my husband, and my husband said, "Oh my God, yes, I agree totally." It said, "A man can break his back working 24/7 for his family, but if he doesn't have the right woman, he will never thrive." And that's something that I appreciate from my husband, because my husband truly recognizes me and recognizes my power and my wisdom. And he always brags about, if it wasn't for Laura, like I wouldn't be where I am, or if it wasn't for Laura, like we wouldn't have the things that we are able to have or that we have accomplished, because Laura has that mentality and Laura pushes me, and Laura, and he tells everything that I am as a woman. And I love that he recognizes that in me. A lot of men don't want to admit it because of their machismo or because of their ego, because they want to be the men of the house. My husband and I, thankfully, we work together, and we accomplish things together, and we prize each other. And that's something that has truly, truly done I think a lot of greatness in our lives because of that connection and that respect that we have for each other. But it's true, if a woman doesn't one day I heard another thing that said, the man is the head of the house, but the woman is the neck. And the neck is what makes the head moves and go the direction that she wants it to go. And that's who we are. We live in a male-driven society, and men have it easier than us, and men, get all these perks, and they get much more money than us, and they get so much freedom, and the society doesn't see it as bad when it's a man doing something. But if a woman does the other thing or the same thing, it's completely the opposite. And we go through those challenges, but think about how much we can give to the right man, how much value we provide when we are with the right person. And men, how much you can accomplish if you are with the right woman. I see a lot of couples that don't thrive and don't accomplish anything because the woman doesn't do the job. The woman follows the direction that the man says. And yes, we can have disagreements, and we can communicate with our spouses, and we can follow their lead if we feel like it. But we also have to be in control. We also have to remember that the men sometimes are not as wise as us, or sometimes, not sometimes, always, they're not as intuitive as us. We have that intuition, we have that mothering love and nature, and we are so much more powerful than men. So we need to take control and know how to manipulate the head. Yes, our men could be the head of the house, but we are the neck, and we control where the head moves. And we do that in our marriages. We do that in our households. We do that in our jobs. We do anywhere we can go. We can be that strong, wise woman that we are, and we have to take ownership. We gotta own it, so we can thrive, and our spouses can be better, and we can take our families to the next step. We always gonna thrive if we know our power, and if we take control of the house and our men. And it's true, believe it or not, like, men will follow your lead as long as you lead out from love, and you talk to them with love. I'm like, I think I'm already sharing too much, but and the point is that connect with your feminine power, connect with your feminine energy, and be that woman with strength, with power, with love, and with wisdom, intuition, all these things through love. And in the moments of your periods, rest, like retrieve from all of it. Be gentle to yourself, love your body, scan it, see where you need the most love, like my back right now. See where is it that you are needing that attention. Hold yourself, hold your heart, hold your throat. Like, I love like touching my throat and my chakra. Here we have a throat chakra right here, and I love touching it because that gives me the wisdom to speak the truth. And I also, pray to God every time I come and speak to the camera. I always, like, yo soy de todas las religiones, but I do a little bit of everything, and whatever serves me. Like, I speak to my throat chakra, I put an intention, I pray to God, and I do my, whatever this is, what's it called? I don't know what it's called. Pero la cosa es que yo me persino, eso es, me persino. And I do all these rituals that, even though they don't align and they're like completely opposite from each other, they help me. And in my head, they work. So I do them. So thrive, be powerful, be strong, be that woman that you are. And in those moments of your period, release, retrieve, enjoy, love, be kind, be gentle, be grateful. Make an intention. Be in that state of peace, relaxation. Spoil yourself. Take time to take care of yourself. Self-care, like do a mask, do like an oil mask on your hair, do a face mask, do your nails, get a pedi, do whatever that pleases you, or whatever that makes you happy. But enjoy those days and talk to your body. Don't be afraid to talk to your body. Like, thank you, body, or my spirit, this body of mine, for giving me this blessing of having my period and have this intention. I release so and so and so, and you do your rituals. I hope this helped, and I hope this makes sense to you, and that you put it in practice and see how it goes. One last thing that I forgot to say is that thanks to these rituals that I make now, oh my God, guys, my period doesn't even hurt anymore. I get a little sore. My legs get gentle, like sore and tired, and I get I get sometimes like a little cramp here and there, but it's never ever compared to what I usually go through before. Before, I couldn't even get up. Like, the moment I had my period, I needed to lay down and fall down because I wouldn't even be able to get up because of the pain in my body. And that also shows the work that I've been doing with my body in releasing all that emotion, releasing my trauma from being sexually abused as a child, from having different traumas, from connecting with my body, releasing those emotions. And believe it or not, like, we get sick because we don't release emotions. We don't connect with our bodies. We don't connect with ourselves. Like, cancer is being connected with a lot of emotion, tensions, and with a lot of emotions stuck in our bodies. So do this, and hopefully that works for you, and hopefully it helps. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. So I hope this helped. Thank you so much for being here. And if you like this episode, please like it, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, help me grow this channel so we can engage and we can share different insights, and we can grow our community and also help others. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you guys so much. Bye.